What's going on, everyone? You're listening to Bull Central here. So guys, first off, I wanted to say I appreciate all your comments on my last video on what you feel is the biggest thing you'd like to see from the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season. And I will be sure to make a video of some common themes you guys would like to see, made changes to the Bulls, and also give my thoughts on them. But now, as you guys know, training camp started today, and media day, or week if you will, has begun, and I did want to share some takeaways that were shared by the Bulls beat writer Casey Johnson on some quotes from Arturas as well as Billy Donovan. Now, he did share a lot, and I'll refrain from sharing some of the standard answers that these guys usually give to the media, but rather provide information that I found to be a bit more noteworthy. So one quote that came from Arturas was as follows, and he stated, and this is about Lauri Markkanen. He said that we would love Lauri to be a part of this organization for a long time. We're going to make every effort to get this extension done. And there was also a quote from Lauri himself saying that he's putting pressure on his agent to get a deal done. Now, here's why I think this is interesting. As you may have seen from my last video, this might be a make or break year for Lauri if he wants to remain in a Bulls uniform. My guess is, I'm sure they're working hard on getting an extension for Lauri, but I think ultimately Markkanen's agent in the Bulls front office won't be able to reach a deal. I think that Arturas does want Lauri to remain with the Bulls. I don't doubt that. But at the right price, based on a bit of an uncertainty in his overall performance that he displayed last season, and of course Lauri's agent is going to try to get him the best deal possible. I think they likely don't reach an agreement on an extension unless Arturas finds it to be favorable for the Bulls. They'll wait and see how he does this season and how he fits with what the new front office is trying to build. And if he has a resurgence to the potential we saw from him, from his first 2 seasons, then great, they'll sign an even bigger deal for Lauri in free agency. Or if he, continues to underperform yet again this season, they may let him walk. Now, one thing Billy Donovan said that I was really happy to hear was that he doesn't want Lauri to be a one-dimensional catch-and-shoot forward, which is what Boylen wanted him to be, but rather a player that can do a lot of things on the floor. So guys, it's really up to Lauri to show up well, prove that he is the player we all saw in his first 2 seasons, and even better now than he was with a new coach who is going to respect his play and utilize him to all of his strengths and not just a catch and shoot forward. Now, the other comment that I thought was noteworthy from the media day was in regards to Zach Lavine. So Arturas said in a statement regarding Lavine that he's been tremendous in the offseason. He's been an unbelievable individual player. He has a skill set that is hard to find in the league. We just have to put it in a way that is going to be in a team setting. It's all about results. It's a results-driven league. In other words, Lavine is a great individual player. Obviously, he's an incredibly gifted athlete. We all know that. But how do we then take that talent and translate it into team ball and translate it into winning? And honestly, this has been my biggest issue with Lavine. I really like Lavine as a player. I think he's incredibly talented. The guy can score at will, and he is without question, at least right now anyway, the Bulls' best player. My only gripe with Lavine is his ability to play more off the ball, getting his teammates involved, and not just creating pure isolation plays for himself. Now, even Billy Donovan added to this by saying his style of play for his team is run, move, cut. Help each other get good shots. Don't rely on Lavine being so dynamic. That was a quote. That was a quote from Billy Donovan. Now, I'm not saying Lavine can't be the type of player who can play off the ball, be a better facilitator. I think he very well can be. And to be honest, throughout his career, he likely just hasn't been given the situation or the role to really play that style of basketball. But I do think Lavine will be tested this season. I don't think Donovan or Arturas, for that matter, are just going to give him the green light to take whatever shot he wants, as he's kind of had most of his career, or at least he has had with the Bulls. He's going to need to get used to a style of basketball that is focused on passing, playmaking, and team basketball, and it might be a bit of an adjustment for Lavine. This will likely mean he'll see less shot attempts than he did last season, which lower scoring numbers as a result. Now, I think Lavine will be okay with this. The guy seems to have a really good head on his shoulders and not one to be selfish in needing to be a ball dominant guard, scoring most of the team's points. At least I hope anyway. Because if not, I do worry if he's going to fit in this new style of basketball that Billy Donovan and the front office are trying to create. Now, the only other thing I wanted to add was a quote from Billy Donovan regarding Coby White when he was asked about the versatility of the roster as it pertains to ball handlers. And he said that Coby White will be the primary one. He will be the primary ball handler. So in my view, this all but confirms that Coby White will be the starting point guard. I think all Bulls fans would agree that Coby should have started most of last season, but Boylen, for some reason, wanted to go with Satoransky again, yet another reason why he's no longer coaching this team. I mentioned in one of my prior videos that I don't really view Coby as a point guard. He's more of a shooting guard in my mind, if anything, but I do think that this now gives him the opportunity to play in an environment where he'll be the primary ball handler on a team that is going to be more focused on playmaking, which hopefully means he'll develop into more of a true point guard, but also still being a great scorer. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today, guys. Let me know what you think, if there were any highlights or takeaways that I potentially missed from the first day of practice and training camp. Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan. This is a new channel, so don't miss out, and I will catch you guys in the next one.